Hey kids, and welcome to Kids Church. My name is Jake and I'm actually filling in for Allison today because she's in Walla Walla with family. I'm so excited to be teaching with you guys today, and I'm so excited to be spending time with you, Merk.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're here too. It is so much fun when you're here.
Thank you so much, Merk, you guys. And you know what else I'm excited for, Merk?
What?
I'm excited for Thanksgiving.
Me too. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is so much fun.
It is the greatest. Kids, I want to hear right now, what is your favorite food at Thanksgiving? For me personally, it's turkey.
I want a turkey like as big as me.
I'm sure you could find one too. Guys, we're so excited for Thanksgiving, and we just want to take a moment to be thankful. If you can just tell your parent right now or the person next to you what you're thankful for, that would be incredible. Merk, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for yummy food and Jesus.
Like sushi?
Yeah!
I love sushi too. Well, let's take a moment right now, and kids, get on your feet because we're about to do the memory verse.
Yeah!
Awesome, okay? Here it comes. It's from Matthew 5:16. It says, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
Wait. You gotta jump because it's 10 toes and 6 fingers.
Oh, you're right. 16. Okay, kids, let's do it again. Do the hand motions with me, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Okay. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Woo! That is so awesome. Well, kids, stay on your feet because we're about to get into worship and we're about to have a great time praising our God.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a river of living water, a fountain that never will run dry. Sing it out. And it's an open heaven you're releasing, that we will never be denied. Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna dance in the river. Dance in the river. Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna jump in the river. Jump in the river. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep. We cry out to you, Jesus. jump, jump, everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna dance, 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 dance in the river. Dance, 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 everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna jump, 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 jump in the river. Jump, 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 everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna shout, 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 shout in the river. Shout, 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 yeah.
He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars. One by one, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the next Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the next Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the next Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Bobby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Action Man. Better than everyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend.
You work together for our good. You are loving. You give us more than we deserve. You are unfailing. And we are more than conquerors. Savior. In you our future is secure. By your power, we will not be shaken. We will not be
Kids, thank you so much for worshiping with us. Merc, that was so much fun.
Oh yeah, worship is the best. And you've got some good dance moves, Jacob.
Thanks, Merc. You know, I'm really excited to be here in Kids Church today because I love teaching big truths about God's Word.
Kids Church is my favorite. Are we talking about Darius, Daniel, and the super brave guy, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Those guys were pretty brave too. Or another story that shows God can do the impossible?
You're right, Merc. We are going to hear about those people. All of our Kids Church stories have been showing us the awesome power of God and that He can do the most impossible things. And we can learn big truths from these stories.
Like, we can be brave too with God's help? Or we can have, be a great witness for God when we stand up for God, even when it's hard.
You know, that's so true, Merc, and God promises to help you. And our big idea for today is that God has a purpose for your life and wants to do something good through you.
Through me?
Of course, Merc. And the kids. He wants to do good things through all who believe in Him. And we're going to learn about this through the story of Esther.
First, it was King Nebu.
King Nebuchadnezzar, right?
Right. And then King Darius, Daniel's friend.
That's a great memory, Merc.
And now you're telling me there's a new queen in town?
Well, sort of. It actually started with a new king, King Xerxes, right? He became the king after King Darius, and he wanted a queen.
Oh.
The funny thing is, he didn't know how to find a queen. So he had something like a beauty pageant, right? And out of the 400 women in the pageant, he chose Esther because she was the most beautiful woman of all.
This sounds more like a fairy tale than a Bible story.
Well, it is actually a very interesting story, Merc. Esther was an Israelite, but remember, King Xerxes was the king over Babylon, and the Babylonians didn't actually know or follow God. So I think we're going to see God do some pretty amazing things through Queen Esther.
I think God can do amazing things through anyone who loves and follows Him.
Exactly, Merc. Queen Esther loved and followed God too. And not only was she the most beautiful woman, but she was smart and courageous as well.
Ooh, like Pastor Allison.
Exactly, Merc, just like Pastor Allison. As any good story goes, there was a bad guy. Okay, his name was Haman, and he had become King Xerxes' second in command. But he was super evil. Merc, I think the kids want to hear you make an evil laugh for evil advisor Haman.
Okay.
Oh, wow, Merc, that was really good. Well, Haman hated the Israelites and wanted to see them all destroyed.
No! That's an evil man. Why did he hate them so much?
Well, actually, the Babylonians didn't think the Israelites deserved a place of royalty. Remember, the Israelites were brought to Babylon as slaves. Haman wanted the Israelites to be destroyed so they wouldn't be able to be on the royal court like Daniel was or become queen like Esther did.
Oh.
And this evil man, Haman, he made a plan. And it started with a big, fat lie to the king.
What? Another liar? Those Babylonians sure have super sneaky, no good liars.
Exactly, Merc. You see, Haman told King Xerxes that the Israelites were refusing to obey his laws. But that wasn't the truth. And Haman recommended that the king should order for all the Israelites to be destroyed.
Oh no. Did the king agree with Haman?
He did. You see, King Xerxes ordered that all the Israelites be found and killed.
Ah! That makes me so mad! I mean, how could such an evil liar get away with that?
Well, there's more to the story because, we've been learning that God
Can do the impossible.
That's right. Well, Queen Esther found out what the king had said from her cousin, Mordecai. He sent a message asking her to beg that the king show mercy on them, and that maybe that was the whole reason that God had allowed her to become queen, so that she'd be able to save them all.
Wow, God had a plan long before anyone ever knew they needed it.
Exactly. But there was one problem.
What What now?
You see, Queen Esther knew she could be killed just going to talk to the king. You see, back then you could only talk to the king if he called you. You weren't allowed to just show up. And even though Queen Esther knew she could be killed, she also knew the Israelites would be killed if she did not do it. So she was the only person that could stop it from happening. She was going to have to take that risk.
Wow, Queen Esther sounds very brave too.
She was very brave, even though I imagine she was very worried and even scared. So she got dressed in all of her royal clothes and walked in before the king.
This sounds so scary.
Well, Merk, to her relief, the king received her. He let her come in, and he didn't order for her to be killed. He even told her to ask for anything, and he would give it to her.
So she told him that she wanted to keep the Israelites alive, right?
Well, it actually wasn't that easy. She wanted to keep the Israelites alive, but she had to do it in a very smart way. So she invited the king and Haman to a dinner feast.
Oh man, why did she have to invite that evil man?
Well, you see, she had to invite that man because God had big plans, and Esther was smart. She knew Haman had to be confronted too.
Oh, she is brave.
She sure is. Well, the king and Haman went to the feast to listen to what Esther had to say. She said, "Your Majesty, I hope you'll be pleased to let me live. That's what I want. Please spare my people. That's my appeal to you."
What? Why does she think that she'll be killed?
Because she was an Israelite too, Merk.
Oh!
You know, in that moment, the king couldn't believe that someone would threaten his queen and her people. So he asked her, "Who is this man that would dare do such a thing?" Queen Esther pointed her finger at Haman and said, "That man, I am an Israelite, and Haman is our enemy. He is trying to wipe us all out."
Woo, go Esther! Yeah! She is so brave and awesome and amazing and bold and wow!
It's true. And this made the king so furious at Haman that he ordered his men put Haman to death.
Wow! Don't mess with the king and his queen!
That's really true, Merk. And I think we learned that Mordecai was right. It wasn't just by luck that Esther had been made queen. God put her there so she could help protect his people.
Because God can do the impossible.
Yeah, it might look like it was just luck that Esther became queen, but it wasn't. You see, God chose her and put her in that place so that she could help save his people. God had an incredible purpose for her, a reason for putting her there. And guess what?
What?
It's the same for us. For you, Merk, for you kids, it's the same for all of us. Sometimes we might think that it's just by luck or chance that we live and do what we do, or go to school where we go, or live by the people that we do. But it's not. You see, God has placed us here for a purpose. He wants to do something good through us, just like he did with Esther. That's what our Bible verse for today says. Okay, let's take a look at it. Kids, open your Bibles to Philippians chapter 2, verse 3, and read it with us. All right, here we go. Right here. Okay, it says, God is working in you. He wants your plans and your acts to fulfill his purpose. His good purpose.
Yeah.
Philippians 2:13. Woo!
God works in me?
He does. You are no accident, Merk, and neither are you, kids. There is a reason why God made you and put you where you are. He has a good purpose for your life and for you too, kids.
I want to know. Tell me.
You see, the truth is, maybe his good purpose for you is to encourage someone or help someone or be someone's friend. Or maybe just like Queen Esther, God's purpose for you is to help save his people.
What do you mean, save his people?
Well, not from being killed, but from sin. Sometimes God places us around people who don't know about Jesus so that we can tell them. And when they hear about Jesus, they too can follow him and be saved from their own sins.
Oh!
Yeah, you see, figuring out God's purpose for your life can be tough. That's okay. Queen Esther didn't figure it out until she was much older. Just know that God put you here for a reason, and He wants to do something good through you.
I'm just going to live for Him, and maybe someday I will see what God is doing through me.
That's right, Merc. Or maybe you will see how He already has been working through you in other ways too. I do know this, God is always working.
Like right now, maybe He's helping kids learn about Jesus here in Kids Church Online.
Exactly right, Merc. I'm so glad we get to talk about God together with the kids.
Yeah, me too.
Well, thank you so much, kids, for joining us. We love to have you here. I want to encourage all of you to live for God and know that God has a good purpose for you. All right, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.